officials in all of sport announcing his retirement. This his final game in the black and white of the NFL.
Dr. Jim Tunney.
Thank you. Thank you. Tony Gwynn is an athlete I have respected during his career with the San Diego Padres. He was an 8-time batting champion, 3,000 hits, hit .350 or better most seasons. Tony always appeared to be easygoing. He's now in his 3rd year as head coach of the San Diego State University baseball team. Tony publicly criticized the conference in which the San Diego State University plays when some snowed-out game with the Air Force Academy caused a rescheduling and put his players at risk. He said, "I was trying to stand up for my team in what was an unusual situation. In the process, I became too exuberant and expressed myself in an improper manner. I'm ready to accept my punishment and move on," said Tony. My respect for Tony Gwynn jumped up quite a notch. His punishment was a 1-game suspension, and not severe, but a coach wants to be on the field in his rightful role every game. Instead of complaining or appealing to the Mountain West Conference's decision, Gwynn accepted the punishment and is moving on. What I respect mostly is what he is teaching his players. For example, sometimes an event or circumstance turns against you. Accept it and move on. But it's not fair, I can hear you saying as you listen to this. Maybe not. And for Gwynn and his team, it was a bad break. However, life is not fair, says Scott Peck in his book, The Road Less Traveled. Too often in today's sports world, as well as in life and in business, when one receives a bad break, the first words were, "I'm going to sue. I'll appeal this." Gwynn's words are inspiring. Accept and move on. My issue is that too often we look for someone to blame instead of accepting responsibility for our actions. Gwynn knew he shouldn't have spoken out and accepted the decision and moved on. Remember, when you point your finger at someone, there are 3 fingers pointing right back at you. Will you accept responsibility for your actions and move on? If you're watching this with friends or colleagues, let's talk about your responsibility to yourself and to your team. And when the bad breaks come, not only will you bounce back, but when you see it happen to one of your colleagues, will you reach down and pick them up and say, "It's okay, let's move on"?